So, Sticker Star exists, I guess. I don't know how to talk about Sticker Star without sounding like a broken record, and that's because Sticker Star has had bad reputation since its release. Multiple critics talked about this game in either full length or certain negatives, and each of these videos has had the same points. Sticker Star changed the status quo, the story sucks, the battle system sucks, and the world's bland, so on. I remember I was little, I watched Zach Scott Games play this, and I thought that it would look cool. I never heard of Paper Mario at the time, and thought it was a unique concept for a Mario game. So I rented the game from a now closed movie rental store, and played it. And, like, I don't know if it was, like, just little kid me at the time, but I was confused when I picked this up. Like, I had no idea what to do, because, like, the puzzles were so cryptic, and the battles annoyed me, and every level was, like, 2 minutes long if you look at them in hindsight, but then turns out to be, like, 10 minutes, which drags, believe it or not. It may not feel like 10 minutes, but trust me, for a little kid me, that was like an hour. So after my time for the game was done and I had to return it, I never wanted to touch it again. I didn't want to see it. I also learned years later that I wasn't alone, and others also didn't like it for more reasons than me, mostly because it sucked compared to the older games. But I didn't really have that, like, opinion, because I didn't play most of the Paper Mario games at the time. I mean, obviously I have now, but back then I did not. I was only stuck with, like, Sticker Star playthroughs and Color Splash. And then Origami came, and I guess that was a good game. And then I played all the classics after that. And the classics are really good, don't get me wrong. But I think Sticker Star just, like, permanently scarred me from Paper Mario. Because, like, every time I play one, I'm just, like, I don't really want to go back to it. Like, Paper Mario Sticker Star permanently scarred me from that. But anyway, we're just getting a bit sidetracked. I started collecting a bunch of Mario RPGs because of my love for the Mario and Luigi series, and that included all the Paper Mario games. And I got most of them. I think I was only missing 2. And the second and final one that I got was Sticker Star. Because, like, just trying to complete everything, right? So I got it for Christmas, and I was hopeful. I thought that little me and all of these YouTubers were being too judgmental. I wanted to give this game a good chance. So I went in with positive expectations, and it was even worse than how little me thought of it. Because, like, you know how, like, when you're little, you're not that good at video games, right? You don't know what you're doing most of the time. I thought, I had skill issue. I thought it was skill issue. But no, it wasn't. I had to look up guides to this game. Because all of the complaints I had, like, that little me had, like, the puzzles being cryptic, the battles annoying me, all of that, it correlated. And that was just so wrong to me. That shouldn't have been. And in some ways, that just made the game worse for me. And I don't want to spoon feed you on, like, most of the reasons why I and many others don't like it, because, it could be done better. Like Chugga A. Conroy explains perfectly why I hate this game. But I will tell you something that I find annoying that I don't think a lot of people talk about. And there's 2 things, actually. The first being that if you take all the negatives people have with this game, every single one of them, the world's being bland, the sticker mechanic being absolute ass, in battle and out, and like, the bosses are bad and stuff. If you take all that, it connects with each other to just make more negatives that I have. Like here, let me give you an example. The stickers that you have to get, you have to backtrack a lot, and this correlates with, like, both the sticker mechanic and the worlds being bland, because you gotta go back to those worlds that you hated because it was boring just to get those stickers. And the stickers can also correlate to the bosses, because, you have to use those certain stickers to, go past most of the bosses, yeah? And the bosses correlate with the battle system being ass, because you have to, use those stickers, and they're limited. They're limited only. All the stickers are limited, so you have to be careful when to use those, but the game doesn't tell you that. And that correlates with the game being cryptic. And that has mostly have to do with the puzzles, which are in the worlds, and yada yada, you know what I'm saying, right? Like, each negative you'll have with this game connects to each other in so many ways that makes negatives that you had even worse. And the second problem is the one that annoyed me a lot, right? Think about this. If, like, you know how, like, it's a turn-based game, right? Paper Mario is primarily turn-based. But I don't think Sticker Star should have been turn-based. Because in battle, it's taken away everything that's enjoyable for a turn-based RPG. Just throws it out the window. Now, if you want XP, well, too bad. You're gonna get coins instead. Do you want to plan out certain moves? Well, too bad, because your moves are limited. And you have to go around the world to get more moves. Let's think about it this way. The last game, like, before Sticker Star, was Super Paper Mario. And that changed status quo for Paper Mario, but it did so in a way where it tried to do its own thing in a very good way. Like, it's fun. Like, instead of Super Paper Mario being turn-based, it was an action platformer. And, like, it still had elements of, like, RPGs in them. Like, you can still level up and, stats get boosted, like health and attack. And it could have been put here. Super Paper Mario was controversial, but it was good. It was a really good game, and it could have done that for Sticker Star. Heck, Sticker Star could have improved some things that Super Paper Mario did. Like, it could have given you, like, options of what to level up, like the old ones did. And you could have, like, the score, like, that Super Paper Mario had that you used to level up at the bottom of the screen, so that then you could just keep track of, like, when you're gonna level up next. And jumping on the enemies would make the score go up. You know how the gimmick works. It could have done that. And it could have been 3D, keep it, like, level-based, because, Super Paper Mario had levels. And it could have been, like, a 2D perspective 3D Super Paper Mario. Improved. They could have had a good story as well, but they didn't. They bullshitted literally everything. And you can't say that it went back to being, like, a good turn-based RPG like the classics, because, like, you had, like, some sort of control in battle. Like, your moves are permanently there unless you purposefully take off badges, and, like, you can level up and shit. You can't do that in Sticker Star, and it just boggles me how they went with that approach, making the story just the typical Mario story that you get in literally any other mainline Mario game with Bowser taking Peach. You know, he did it bad. But this time he got the sticker crown. But that doesn't do anything, you know. Okay, Bowser looks shinier. What does that have to do with anything? He's still acting like Bowser. At the end of the game, it's shown that he was a huge threat. But for most of the entire game, it hasn't really posed as much of a threat except bigger enemies, basically. That's about it. And I hate it. This game sucks. You know. But let's say, like, oh, you didn't want another Super Paper Mario. Well, okay. Sticker Star is still really shit, right? Well, why not just not have made it at all? Nintendo just made a bunch of piss-poor decisions and just never had a good idea to just scrap the idea. So, we didn't really need Sticker Star at all. If you didn't want Super Paper Mario 2, then just, like, you'll be stuck with Sticker Star, but Sticker Star is bad, so why not just scrap it entirely? It didn't have to be. If you wanted a Paper Mario game on the 3DS, there's Paper Jam, which, granted, is a Mario and Luigi game, and yes, I think of it as a Mario and Luigi game, but it still has Paper Mario in it, and, hey, it has an actually good turn-based battle system that sticks with even the original Paper Mario games. So, like, you didn't need Sticker Star. It just felt like a slap in the face to Mario RPG fans, and a punch to Paper Mario fans. Oh yeah, also, side note, I think Paper Jam is very underrated. That may be a video for the future, but I really want to talk about that game. Anyway, with that being said, that's the end of the rant. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.